Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and welcome back to day 2, or project 2, however you want to look at it, of my Halloween series for 2018. And for this project, we are going to feature Hero Arts and Sizzix. So when it comes to Sizzix, it is going to be one of the Tim Holtz alterations. So you can see them here. So I pulled out, and again, all of this stuff is in my stash. I am huge in Halloween. I'm huge in Christmas too. But Halloween, there's just so much that I have. So it was tough to make choices. So I fell in love. I recently got this Hero Arts fancy die, and it's called the Haunted House. And it's really cool to work with and everything that it does. And then, of course, the other item was the Tim Holtz alteration and those words. So we'll get back to those. So the first thing that we want to do is I'm going to pull out the die. Now, I didn't cut the bat and the ghost and the fence away from the die. I kept it there because they'll die cut separately. So I'm keeping the die together because I'll lose those pieces. Yes. So I've got 2 pieces of Bristol paper out. Bristol cardstock, and now on the die I'm just folding out some areas because that's what their paper layering dies do. You can fold out some pieces and there's movement. And then this here is the Simon Says masking paper. It is my favorite masking paper, and I used one of my plain circle dies because I want to adhere that onto the Bristol paper because I want that to be a moon. I want that to stay white. So I pulled out my black soot, faded jeans, seedless preserves, and I'm going to bring back tumbled glass. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Kind of a strange combo, especially with the tumbled glass, but I do like to put that down first around the moon. I like to kind of keep the moons white or ivory. I don't really like to add anything to them. So with the tumbled glass around that, it gives me that halo that comes across the moon. And what a moon we have tonight. It is absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so the next color I'm going to come in with is faded jeans. Now, I love working with oxides, whether it's on cardstock, Bristol, watercolor, you name the paper. And to me, oxides are it. They are my favorite because they blend like butter. So you can see you've got a good blend between the tumbled glass and the faded jeans. And now I'm coming in here with this seedless preserves, and you're like, whoa, that's a little bit of psychedelicness going on there. And it is. It's going to be a different type of a sky. And now I'm going to come in with the black soot. So this is really going to be different. I mean, usually we add more of the purple and then we just edge with the black soot. I really like the seedless preserves when it mixes into the black. I think it gives a great hue. But you can see as you're blending, you're crossing over a lot. I don't put the blenders away. I keep them out because I know I'm going to grab one of those again. And I'm going to keep on blending back and forth. So even though the seedless preserves, it's a purple, but it's got a lot of a pink undertone to it. So by putting the faded jeans and even the black soot, I'm going to get a deeper tone of that. So that's kind of why I chose that. But I did want that eerie purple ring to be there. Just like with everyone, this is one of my favorite parts when you just pull that away and go, ah, isn't she pretty? And I'm just looking at the placement of where the house is going to go on this. But I am going to grab for that second piece of Bristol paper that I have. And here I have squeezed lemonade, mustard seed, and fossilized amber. I wasn't quite sure where I was going to go. I knew it was squeezed lemonade. I wasn't quite sure if I needed all 3 colors. I do just end up using the squeezed lemonade and the fossilized amber. So this doesn't have to be a perfect blend either. I want the squeezed lemonade in the center for the brightest and then I want the fossilized amber to be the darkest on the outside. So that's going to be the backdrop behind the haunted house. So all of those areas are going to be, in a way, lit up by the blending of the yellows. So let's stop saying the names. I've said enough already, right? Right. I'm going to take this whole die again, put that right on top, and then when it comes out, I take it off the die very carefully. I want all the pieces to stay together as much as possible. This is just going to be the backdrop, but what I'm really looking for the pieces to stay together are the windows. So I'm just using some washi tape on the back of this just to fill this up so those pieces will stay as one piece. When I turn this over, I've got some of the windows that came out, 3 of them. I'm just going to pop those back on. I'm going to use my wax pencil, and I'm just going to set them in place. Now, with the blending that I did, I'll be able to tell which one goes where. And you'll see with the second one. The moment I put it down, nope, too dark. Got to go back in, dig that one out. And we're going to put that one back on down to the bottom, because that's where the darker color is. I didn't want the windows to be a little bit crazy there, even though everything else is kind of looking that way. So the black piece is, I'm literally just going to glue that right on top of this yellow. I don't want to cut it down. You don't need to. So there's a little tiny tip. I know some, they'll cut out the sections and put it behind the die. I'm good with just cutting 2 of them and layering on top of each other. Now, you may, with mine, I did not do this. I mean, you do see some of the yellow off to the side. Again, I'm okay with that because it kind of helps to make that black stand out more. It kind of frames it. You could take a black Sharpie, or if you have one of the Memento pens or one of the Distress ink pens for black soot, you could actually go around the edges to cover that up. But I really did like that yellow haze, just that thin line of yellow that comes around the house. Again, it kind of framed it, kind of made it pop just a little bit. I'm still playing with the roof pieces and the door. I'm making sure that's open, and the roof down on the lower level, making sure they're stuck up. Stuck up. Okay. Stuck out, meaning, dimensional there. I used my distress sprayer I wanted larger splatters on my background. And what I also wanted to make sure was I used my heat tool. I did not want to pick it back up. There's a difference if you let it dry naturally or with your heat tool, if you pick it back up with a towel. Now, I also made sure that I got some water on the moon, and some of that blue, if you see it closely, when I do a close-up, you'll actually see some of that tumbled glass melted into the moon. So I'm good with that as well. I cut down a piece of fun foam because that's how I want to back this. With all the oxide on there and the water that I just sprayed, there is moisture that's on this piece. So I do like to use fun foam for that. And this is my mega roll of 2-inch film tape that I get from Uline. This stuff is stronger than the word strong. So it will keep any watercolor panel or this type of Bristol panel very flat. Just know that it is not forgiving. So the moment it touches something, it's there. It will not come off. So you have to kind of be exact. You got to go with it. You got to let it go if you have to. But it is very strong. But I absolutely love it. It's what I use to do glitter panels, to make my own glitter panels as well. I'm now going to set the haunted house down into that bottom right-hand corner of my card. I did want that top portion of the mansion to come up into the moon. And I just used my Nuvo liquid adhesive for that. It's a great adhesive. Now I'm going to play with these wonderful small pieces that come with the die. The ghost, I am in love with the ghost. I think the ghosts are absolutely precious with that face. So I'm going to place one over the moon, I'm going to place a couple bats up in the sky as well. And once I've determined where I want them, I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my wax pencil to pick them up, and I'm going to set my glue down. I know that the ghost is right there off to the left. I could not see it at the time of filming, believe it or not. And now I realize it's there. So, it's what we do, isn't it? We all do it. Go ahead, you can say it. I'm now going to glue down one of the fences on the one side, and then for the other side, I am going to trim the other one down. Just a little bit. I'm just going to line that up to see how much I need to take off. And then I'll be able to set that in place next to the house as well. And that is the front of our card. So you can see it's taken up a lot of room. I absolutely love the front. I'm grabbing for a sentiment. And again, this is from the Tim Holtz Alterations collections with Sizzix. And I am going to use Wicked. I just love that term. I'm going to use black cardstock. And you're all probably wondering, where is she going to put this? It can't fit on the front of the card base. And you're right. Well, it could. I mean, could you imagine if it was like in a lime green going across this, you know, right across the top and everything else? It would be really cool. No, I'm actually getting more comfortable, filling in the inside of my cards. So this sentiment, because I love the font, I absolutely love the font, had to go on the inside. So we're just going to put that up towards the top. Going to make sure that it's as centered as it can be. There is a little bit of an overhang on the right hand side, and I'm going to trim that off. But then I also have one of the ghosts left, and remember, I think they're too precious, and I have a piece of the fence. So I'm just going to trim a section of that down just to make it even, and I'm going to set that down in the bottom right hand corner of my card base. And again, my card base is a standard A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's a top folding card base. And now I'm just going to set my little ghost there coming out of the corner. So that is our card for today. I hope you did enjoy it. And again, this is day 2 or project 2, whichever we want to call it, of my Halloween series for 2018. All the products that I used in this video, of course, will be listed down below in the video description. But by all means, if I should forget something, because you know I always do, please just let me know in the comments below, and I will make sure you get that link and update the video description. If you should have any questions or comments in general, please leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as you can. Make sure you like and you subscribe. There's so much more that's going to come. And I hope you do have a great day. I hope you're getting ready for the Halloween season. I know I am. I am looking forward to it. I hope everyone's having a great day. But remember what's most important, always be creative.